Hi guys, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about my pre-qualification process for buying my first home. So this is a part 2 to my previous video that I just made about why I'm moving and why I'm leaving my studio apartment. So if you haven't already watched that video, stop this video right here and go ahead and check that video out. I'll put it down in the description box and then you can come back and we can get started talking about this. Alright, so this video is going to be about my pre-qualification process. I have not been pre-approved for a loan yet, and I'm learning that there's a difference between the two. So the pre-approval is just to show you how much you can actually afford to buy. So I'm just going to tell you about how my process happened, and everybody's maybe a little bit different, but if you're just interested in what I went through, then you can keep on watching. So the first step is to find a lender, and I have my notes right here just in case you guys see me looking down. But basically how I found my lender, and I talked about this in my previous video, is that I went to an open house and I met a realtor there, which is opposite of what you should be doing. You should find a lender before you find a realtor, before you start going to open houses. But I'm nosy, I did it wrong. Anyway, that ended up working out for me. I found my lender through the realtor I met at that open house. So she suggested the lender that she usually works with when she sells or helps buyers. She gave me her contact information on a Friday, and on that following Monday I went ahead and contacted, she gave it to me on a Thursday. On that Friday I went ahead and contacted the mortgage lender. So basically I just shot her an email stating, "Hi, my name is Lisa Hartness. I was referred to you by my realtor." I listed her name, and since they work with each other pretty often, you know, it was good that I threw that name out there and I had a referral. So I stated that I'm a first-time home buyer. I'm ready to start my process, and what do I need to do to get started? So she responded to me that same day and basically directed me to her website where I would fill out a mortgage or a loan application. So I filled out that application. It was about 8 pages long, and it really wasn't too difficult. It asked some detailed questions about where I work, how much I make. It asked me about my previous places that I've lived, like I said, job history. It needed to know how much I had in the bank right now, checking and savings, just some information that you should have right off top. Nothing that I had to dig deep for. So I finished the application that night and went ahead and submitted it to her. And that morning I received an email thanking me for my application. I'm gonna say this is all happened on a Monday. I received an email thanking for my application, and that one of her team members would be in contact with me so that they could gather the rest of the documentation that I would need to submit in order to start my pre-qualification process. Before I go into the documentation, research your lenders. So what I did was I Googled her. I went and found reviews. I went on Yelp. I looked at Google reviews. I went and found testimonials on the website. And I considered the referral and the type of person that my realtor was versus the type of person that I thought that the mortgage lender would be. And the fact that she was so quick in responding with me and was very nice and open made me decide to go ahead and stick with her. You should definitely research and shop around, is what they say. But in my situation, I really didn't do too much research on other lenders. I just kind of felt like these people were put in front of me for a reason, and I shouldn't make it too hard on myself, and to go ahead and go with what is laid out in front of me. So that is what I did. A team member did contact me and gave me a list of things that I needed to give to her. So basically, with the application, they also needed my 2015 and 2016 W-2s. I was able to get my W-2s from work, either from your employer, they can get those for you, or if you keep them, that's good. in our system at work, we are able to print them off online. So I gave her 15, 16, and 17 W-2s, all 3 years. They also wanted 2014, 15, and 16 federal tax returns, which I learned what those actually were, versus the W-2. So those, I believe, also you can get from your employer or wherever you file your taxes. They should be able to have a copy of that as well. They also needed from me 60-day bank statements from your checking and your savings accounts. So they need to see your banking activity, what you spend money on. They getting all up in your business. So yeah, I had to supply that, as well as a copy of my driver's license. And there were other documents that they needed, such as social security information, and if you've been through a divorce, they needed documentation from that, and if you owned any property prior, they needed that documentation as well. Neither of those I needed to provide. They also sent me some forms to complete themselves, which was the authorization document and a document for tax transcripts. So I had to sign and send those back as well. So thankfully, I was able to get all of my documentation sent electronically through email, but you could also fax those forms as well. So sorry, I'm saying so much. So all right, so after I submitted all of those documents, I was contacted the same day or next day, I believe, and she stated that my application was ready for review. So my mortgage lender, which was the first young lady that I spoke with, would be in contact with me in about 2 to 3 days after they review all of my documents and my application and determine how much I can actually be pre-qualified for. So I got a call on Friday. So it literally took about a week, and it only took that long because, like I said in my previous video, in between we had a few snow days that shut down the city in Atlanta. So I'm sure that if those couple of snow days did not happen, it would have been a couple of days that this process would have taken. But either way, it was fine for me. I didn't feel like it was prolonged or delayed. So yeah. After 2 days, I got a call from the second day. I got a call from the mortgage lender, and she basically let me know how much that I could afford, and she made it so that I will be paying basically what I'm paying in rent right now, which I was very comfortable with. And she told me about a few options that I had to help me financially as well. So she mentioned a down payment assistance program called Invest Atlanta, and this Invest Atlanta program has a 20+ program. So I'm looking down at my notes here. So in that 20+ program, basically it's for, from what I understand, for young first-time home buyers who want to live within the city of Atlanta, and they want to help you basically invest in Atlanta. That's what's called Invest Atlanta. So the 20+ comes in because they put 20% down towards the down payment and closing cost. So you have to meet a certain income limit. You have to be under a certain income limit. I think I can't remember. I'll put it down, all of the requirements down in the description box as well. You have to be under a certain income limit. You have to not have owned a home before or within the past 3 years. So it has to be like your first home. You have to have, for specific loans it's different, but I believe for a FHA loan, no lower than 660 credit score, and I think for conventional is 640. And that may be vice versa, but I'll correct that for you in the description box. Also, you have to attend a couple of educational classes. So there's a first-time home buying class that you should attend, well, that you have to attend, and they give you a list of all of the ones that they require, all of the ones that they prefer that you go to. So you have to pick one of those and go to one of those classes. It's about an 8-hour class, and they offer them on Saturdays, and some cost, some are free. So I found one of the home buying classes, and I went ahead and signed up that day. Also, you have to do a question and answer class, which is about a 2-hour class in the evening. So all in all, 10 hours of education. That's all they require from you, and for you to meet those other guidelines, as well as $1,500 is you're going to have to be able to put down as well, and you can't have more than $10,000 in assets. So as long as you can put up $1,500, meet these requirements, do those 10 hours of education, you qualify for a first-time home in the city of Atlanta. So I think it's a great program. I haven't gone through the program yet. Like I said, I've just been pre-qualified. So yeah, but I'm anxious to see how this works out. Now, once I spoke with my mortgage lender, she did send me over a pre-qualification letter. So she spoke with my realtor about what I could afford as well. I sent that letter the next day to my realtor, and I told her this is what they're saying that I can afford. I am aware that I may need to adjust my wants and needs a little bit, so that I could find something in the city in my price range. And she called me and basically said, you know, we're gonna go ahead and get started. She assured me that she was gonna find me what I needed, and it's going to be a quick process. The only long part of the process that she did say was closing. So she did say with this particular down payment assistance program that it would be about 45 to 60 days to close, and that is because I have to go through a few hoops before I can get all of those funds. So she kind of broke it down as, first, it has to go through my mortgage lender, then it has to go through the Invest Atlanta program, and then it has to go through Atlanta Housing Authorities, so that I can get those total funds in order to purchase my home. 45 to 60 days seems like a long time, but this process is just beginning. When I think about 45 to 60 days, you know, that can fly by, actually. So I'm excited to get started. Basically, that's all the information that I have so far. So I am going to take you guys on this journey with me, and I do need a name to call this series. So if you all have any ideas what I could call this series, I don't know, like a cute name. But I know once I get into the home and, you know, start the process of decorating and making it homey, a lot of YouTubers call it house to home. I don't know if I want to use that name or what, but if you guys have any ideas of what I could call this series, the home buying process, let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any questions that I didn't talk about in this video, please leave me a question or questions down in the comment section below. If I don't know the answer, I'll ask my lender or my realtor and get back with you on that, because I know this can be a crazy process, and especially if it's your first time. I don't know anything, I didn't know anything. This is just what I've learned so far, and I want to be able to help you guys if you're going through the process as well, just to have something to reference, just to give you a heads up on how it will be. That's how it was for me. So I hope that was enough information for you guys. I'm excited to take you on the rest of this journey with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hi guys, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I installed and styled some IKEA shelving.